All right, let's talk about carbohydrates. Now, I know what you're thinking sugars, bread, energy. And yeah, you're not wrong. But what if I told you they're also architects, communicators, and even survival specialists? When these sugars team up with proteins, they create these amazing sugar coats that do everything from defining your blood type to literally stopping fish from freezing solid in the Antarctic. So, riddle me this. What is the one thing that connects the A, B, and O on your blood cells, fish that swim around in sub-zero water, and the fundamental way your own cells talk to each other? Believe it or not, the answer is sugar. Not just the simple stuff, but these incredibly complex carbohydrate chains that act like a secret language for all of biology. Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start by looking at why sugars are so much more than just sweet. Then we'll check out their simplest building blocks, see how they chain together, and compare how that structure completely changes their job. After that, we hit the main event, proteins that wear these sugar coats, and we'll wrap it all up with why this matters so much. Right, first up, let's totally reframe how we think about carbohydrates. Forget just thinking of them as something you stir into your coffee. They are, quite literally, the fuel and the fabric of life on this planet. Now, the official definition can sound a little scary. Polyhydroxyaldehydes or ketones. Whoa, all that really means is that they're molecules made of carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen arranged in a very specific way. But here's the key takeaway. These are the most abundant organic molecules in nature. They are everywhere, making up the foundation of the living world. And their to-do list is just massive. I mean, sure, they're our go-to energy source, but they're also the starting point for making other things like fats and amino acids. They're critical parts of our cell membranes, they give plants their strength, and they're our body's quick-access energy stash. You know, they are the ultimate biological multitaskers. So, how are these incredible molecules built? Well, it all starts small with the simplest units. Let's meet the monosaccharides. Just think of them as the individual Lego bricks of the entire carbohydrate world. These simple sugars basically come in two main flavors, and it all depends on a little piece of their chemistry. If they have what's called an aldehyde group, we call it an aldose. Glucose is the most famous one. If it has a keto group, it's a ketose, like fructose. Just that one tiny difference in their setup completely changes who they are. And this is where biology gets just amazingly precise. Get this. Look at glucose and galactose. They look like identical twins. The only difference, the only one, is which way a tiny chemical group is pointing on one single carbon atom. That's it. But to a cell, that tiny flip makes them completely different molecules with totally different jobs. It's the perfect proof that in biology, shape is absolutely everything. Okay, we've got our building blocks. Now it's time to see how biology snaps them together to create everything from the sugar in a cookie to the wood in a massive tree. And the whole system is just beautiful and logical. You start with one brick, a monosaccharide, like glucose. Then you link a few together, say between 2 and 10 of them, and you get an oligosaccharide, like table sugar. And when you link hundreds or even thousands together, you get a polysaccharide, like starch. And the special chemical glue holding them all together, that's called a glycosidic bond. This is where it gets really cool. The way you link those glucose units completely changes the final product's job. Let's see how nature uses the same brick to build both an energy pantry and a fortress wall. First, let's look at starch, what plants use to store energy. It's a chain of glucose molecules connected by what we call alpha bonds. These bonds let the chain branch out, creating this open, accessible structure. And why is that important? Because it gives enzymes plenty of places to get in there, snip off a glucose unit, and release energy whenever the plant needs it. Now, check out glycogen. This is our body's version, stored in our muscles and liver. It's also built with those same alpha bonds, but it's way more branched than starch. Think of a really dense, bushy tree. For an animal that needs a burst of energy to, run away from a tiger, this structure is genius. More branches mean more ends for enzymes to work on at the same time, giving you a huge, rapid flood of glucose right when you need it most. But now for the jaw-dropping part. Take a look at cellulose, the stuff that makes plants strong. It's also just a chain of glucose, but this time it's linked by beta bonds. That one tiny change in the chemical glue makes branching impossible. Instead, the chains line up side by side and lock together into these incredibly strong, rigid fibers. I mean, think about that. The exact same Lego brick, glucose, can build a quick energy snack or the backbone of a giant redwood tree.
all because of a tiny tweak in the connection.
So, we've seen what carbs can do on their own, which is pretty impressive. But the real magic happens when they decide to team up with proteins. Welcome to the world of glycoproteins.
So what is a glycoprotein? It's really simple. It's a protein wearing a sugar coat. One or more carbohydrate chains are literally bonded right onto the protein. And that sugar coat can be just a tiny little accessory, or it can make up more than 90% of the entire molecule. This combination creates a brand new molecule with powers that neither the protein nor the sugar could ever have on its own.
And what do? Oh, just about everything. They give us structure, like the collagen in our skin, they can be enzymes, and this is huge. They are our antibodies, the immunoglobulins that fight off infections. They're hormones, they're the antigens that determine our blood types, and they're the glue that holds our cells together to make tissues. They are literally everywhere doing everything. So, how can one type of molecule do so many different things? Well, the secret is in the sugar coat. It's not just made of one type of sugar. It's built from a whole alphabet of different sugar units, like the ones you see here. By arranging these in different sequences and shapes, our cells can create a nearly infinite library of unique signals and tags to put on proteins. Okay, now for a truly mind-blowing example of glycoproteins at work. Think about this temperature, -2 degrees Celsius. That's colder than the freezing point of water. So how on earth does a fish survive in the Antarctic Ocean without its blood freezing into a solid block of ice? The answer is glycoproteins. These fish make special anti-freeze glycoproteins. They have this repeating protein structure with sugar chains sticking off of it. These sugar chains act like tiny molecular bodyguards. They physically get in the way of water molecules and stop them from locking together into ice crystals. It is one of the most incredible feats of molecular engineering in nature, and it lets life exist in one of the most extreme places on Earth. All right, let's step back for a second and pull all of this together. Why does this intricate world of sugars and sugar-coated proteins matter so much? What's the big picture? So, here's what you really need to remember. First, carbohydrates are so much more than just fuel. They're vital for energy, structure, and communication. Second, it all starts with those simple sugar building blocks. Third, how you link those blocks together changes everything. It's the difference between an energy bar like starch and a building material like cellulose. And finally, when you attach those sugar chains to proteins, you create glycoproteins, these incredible molecular machines that do everything from fighting infections to act as nature's antifreeze. You can almost think of all these complex carbohydrates as a language, a glycocode, written in sugar that covers the surface of every cell in our bodies. It tells the world who they are, what they're for, and whether they're healthy or sick. And the truth is, we're just beginning to learn how to read this language. So the question I want to leave you with is this. As we get better and better at deciphering this sugar code, what incredible secrets about life, health, and disease are we going to unlock next?